This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed how to access Appian. So next 3 days we discuss about theory, and after that we'll start application creation. Is so today I want to give you a brief introduction about the portals. Okay, portals in Appian, nothing but different interfaces because end user is there, developer is there, admin is there. So we have a different users. Okay, so they have different portals are there. So who can access admin, who can access designer, who can access tempo. So what is there in tempo, what is there in admin, we'll see. So portals are actually generally we have four types: tempo, design, designer, and admin. We have four portals. Okay, first one is a tempo. Okay, tempo is nothing but end user portal. Remember, end user portal means where user can start, means either user nothing but any end user like customer support team people. Example, okay, they can start, create a request, create a request for credit card, create a request for complaint or anything. Means they can use a tempo. It is an end user portal. From there they can initiate the request. On top of it, they can update it, they can cancel it, they can send different, they can send a report, they can send an email. So whatever they want, they can do from the tempo. Clear? So in a tempo, what is there? In a tempo, we have a 5 tabs. Under a tempo, we have a 5 tabs. So what are the tabs names? 5 tabs, nothing but 5 pages or tabs, you can say. It's kind of a website. In that we have 5 tabs. So one is news, second one is task, third one is records, fourth one is reports, and fifth one is actions. Noted down how many tabs are there in a tempo. Can we add extra tabs? No, it's impossible. Only we have existing 5 tabs. So we cannot change those tabs. Those are fixed one. Those are fixed one. We cannot go. If you want to change or if you want to go, because I don't want to use tempo, instead of in that case, go with the site. So we'll talk about later on that. Okay. First thing you can remember: a news, tasks, records, reports, and actions. These are the 5 tabs which are there in the tempo. Okay. So we'll see how it would be look like. This is my just trial version. I'm using someone's trial version here. Hey guys, this is the end user portal. There you can see how many tabs are there. 5 tabs. Means it's kind of a website only. Means similar to website, but using these 5 tabs, I can do create a request, cancel a request, updates, and anything. Okay. So first one is an action. Okay. So I'm talking about action here. Why? Because it's the first initiation of that flow. So first one is action. I'm going with an action. So the name itself, it is saying you want to perform anything. I means I want to create a request, or I want to give a details. I want to collect the details. I want to enter something else. I want to store in the database. So to start any flow, to start a request or to initiate a request, we can use actions. Remember, to start a request, to initiate a request, to collect the details, to save the details. So in such cases, you have to go with actions. Action is a starting point where you initiate the request. So for action creation, what are the configuration as are So we have to create a process, we have to create some configuration to create an action. We'll see later that one. For now, remember, actions are nothing but to initiate a request, we have to go with actions. Clear? To initiate a request, we have to go with actions. Clear? See guys, under the action, we have different applications here. Hindustan traders. From there, they are onboarding an employee. Means they are entering the details and they can save, they can update, or they can do other operations on it. But remember, for now, from the action, we can initiate the request. If anyone asks you, you can tell them the same. So second one, I'm going with the task. Second one, I'm going with the task. So here, why I'm going with the task means, for example, from the action, I have initiated the request. I have initiated the request. Remember, guys. So once I initiate the request, it may go to other person or it may go to me. It depends on the assignment. Okay. So under the task, you can see assigned details. So whatever the task assigned to you, see guys, here assigned to me means whatever the task assigned to me. For example, you are requesting a bank account from the action. You have submitted everything, but waiting for approval. So if I'm a manager, I can get a task. I can get a task. I can open it. I can approve or reject. Or else if it is a self-assigned task, means you have to submit a form, but in the middle, like you missed the form, like you lost power or anything, once something else happened, and again come to the actions, it's not required. Just go to the tabs. Why? Because it is assigned to you. You are completing the form in the middle of the form execution, like, and something is happened, just you can come to the task, you can see that. Okay, task job means only assigned task you can see which are assigned to you. Either you are a manager, you are an employee. So whatever the task you can get, you can see from the task. It is a queue, like a task queue, I can say. So from there you can pick the task and you can complete the task. Clear, guys? The second one is the task. So there is a relationship between this task and actions. When you initiate an action, if it is a self-assigned task, it will come to your task, or else after submission of the form, it will go to the approval level. Then the task will be assigned to the manager groups or a particular manager. He can see from his logins from the task tab. Clear? So third one is records. Third one is records. Okay, why I'm going with records in the third place means, see guys, action to initiate a request, task to means to get the assigned task. You can see assigned task. Okay, the third one is the records. Record nothing but just, I can say here, a collection of information where you can display in a table format, like each record you want to display. In such cases, go with the records. So records, see guys, there is a tab, just click on that. We have so many records here. ICICI customer record, for example. Someone's, I think there's an error in them. MS student details. Okay, right now there is no records, but still, if there is a records, you can see all the record details here: the first name, last name, the gender, everything. Okay, means we can display a particular details from the table, either it is employee record or else complete request details or credit card request details or bank account details or else number of requests. Okay, so whatever you want to display, then you can use a records tab. Records tab will be useful for displaying the records. From the records, Either you can update it or you can cancel it. You can do any other operation, means any other update operations you can do from the records. See guys, you can display the details as well as on top of the record, means each record. For example, I have 100 employee details. I can display 100 employee details, but I want to update 2 employee details because I have given a wrong details to them. In such cases, you have to click on them. Here we don't have a record, but you have to click on them and you can update the details. Okay, so how to update means there is another options, we'll see later in the records. For now, remember, records are important, and in the records we can display existing details from the table. Clear? And third one is a reports. Like fourth one is a reports. Can you please mute yourself? You can ask notes after the session if you have. So fourth one is a reports. It is also similar to record, guys, but in the record we can display in a table format. There you can update, articles can cancel, you can give extra details, so you can. But in the report, same, you can get the details from the database or else you can get from any source. But finally the motto is, here I want to display in a report format. Okay, in a report format. So report format is nothing but here. So what is the report format? Generally you can use a visualization, should be a good. Okay, it should be a graphical representation. Graphical representation, nothing but a pie chart, guys, a pie chart, a bar chart. So in such cases you have to go with a report. Means, for example, my manager wants a pie chart. So he wants how many are a platinum members, how many are gold, how many are silver out of 100. So I want to make it as a percentage wise. Okay, I want to display in a pie chart. You know pie chart, right? So it's a circle one, there we have a slices and all. So there I can display the details. So reports also similar to records, but here the complete displaying structure should be different. Nothing but here we can use a different a pie chart, bar chart and all. Okay. For example, COVID-19 solution issue. They have a report like that. Okay. And they can give over the company, school. For example, it's not mine. So you can see the reports like that in a graphical representation order. Okay, guys. And last one is a news. Last one is a news. So it is not that much important, a news. Okay. But you want to do anything, like, for example, I have requested it, means as a customer support team, I have requested one bank account, or I want to update something else, or else I have initiated a request behalf of end user, because I got a call. I have initiated a request for updating their personal details, or updating or dispatching a credit card. Okay, so I want to I want to post that because I got one request, I have created one request, I want to post. Then you can post here, but not manually generally, but you can post manually anything. But no one has that much time to come here and post anything. But still, if you have, come here and do whatever. Tomorrow we have an holiday, you can, means within the customer support team, end users, or else the managers, everyone can see here. Okay, you can tag the persons like Facebook, and you can add attachments if you have any, and you can send a private messages, means if they have, because within the user, for example here, so there is not right, means that person will get a message, means whoever, whoever have the access, like for example here I have 100 users, only within the 100 users you can send an e-message, not outside persons. Only application users or end users are there, you can send a message to them. And you can send a social task, boss please complete this task, just intimating, like I want to inform to my employees, like please approve the task, please complete the task, just a social task. Okay, now you can see the final one is the kudos, means a friend got completed, like he have written an exam of level 1 and level 2, and you want to congratulate them, like just select that person name, because it should be from your team, or else it should be from your customer support team, or else manager teams, or any. So you can send his name and give a kudos, congratulations on your achievement. So you can post it. Have time, just come here and do it. But generally, in a real time, no one will come here and all. But in some cases, maybe if they have a deployment, they have a outage on weekends, they have a sprint deployment, they can do. But generally, those things also they can use a process model. Once you create a process model, once you initiate the task, automatically one post will be generated. If you do some configurations in the process. Okay, what are the configurations means? We'll see. Okay, so here see guys, scale onboarding. This employee allo has been onboarded. Means while onboarding itself, they have integrated some smart services to post automatic a news post in the news tab. Okay, so once employee is onboarded, automatically one post is generated in the news. See here, the employee allo has been onboarded. So from which application? KL application. One news is generated automatically. So like this, anyone comes here, I can see, oh, this person is onboarded. I can see the details. Okay, news tabs will give you completely the collaboration of the information internally, like where the application users and developers, managers, everyone is there. So interact with them, or you can give kudos to them, or you want to display anything related to the application, always go with the news tab. Here you can see updates all. Okay, and if you are participating for anything and you got any kudos, or for example, I have 100 posts. In 100 posts I love only 2 or 3 posts I like them, so then in that case you can make it as a star mark. Okay, just simple, you can make as a star mark, and it can be visible from the start. Okay, clear guys? So just want to recap, like from the actions you can initiate the request. From the task you can get assigned a task. From there you can open it and complete it. Okay, there was by default statuses, open status, overdue. If you have a deadline for the task, you can see. And records, you can display the existing details and tabular format where you can update also. Reports, it's almost too similar to records, but the representation data should be a different. It should be in a graphical representation format, nothing but a pie charts and bar charts. Clear? And fifth one is a news where you want to send information, or else where you want to get some messages or kudos you want to give to your friends. Okay, in such cases you go with news. This is a complete end user portal. End user portal means end user can access, nothing but a basic user. Remember, a basic user can access this all. Tempo should be useful for basic users. Okay, means you don't have access for development and anything. Okay, end user who have joined in our customer support team, he can access a tempo to initiate a request or anything. But coming to the next one, admin. But here we don't have an admin access, guys. I'll show you some slides in the next class or something. So but admin can access all these four, and he can do admin side operations like creating user, creating connections and everything. So right now for the trial version we don't get admin access, but I'll show you some slides on this. Okay, now we'll talk about these two portals, design and designer. Design and designer, these two portals are related to the developer. Okay, why? Because using these two portals, developer can create a request, like create an application, create a flow. Okay, and he can debug the flow is working or not, he want to test it, he can do from the designer portal. So remember, right now I'm removing admin. Design is only for a developing application. Okay, and here a debug flows. You have created some process flows, right? You want to debug it, is it working or not? You can check from the designer. But from last 1.5 year or from last year, it is removed completely. In 2018 onwards, it was removed. Right now, this portal is not there in Appian. Remember, this portal is not there. It's completely removed from Appian. Now, creating an application as well as debugging an application will do from here itself. Only we have a single portal now for the developers for creating an application as well as for debugging your created flows. But previously it was designer to debug application use flows. See guys, how can I go with the developer? Just click on this. So when you click on this, these are all the sites where I have an access. And if you know RPA, you can go with this. And you want database, you can check the details in the database. Click on this, you will be navigated to the database. It's a cloud one, right? So either you can use the cloud database, or else if you have a local database, you can use a workbench software, you can use a local details. Okay, and here, see guys, apart from this, we have a portal, like you want to check the logs, like system logs. So we have separate, like want to do. And here we have one thing, right? A quick apps designer. Nothing but you don't know about anything in Appian, but I want to create an application within a seconds. Okay, you can go with quick apps. That's what the name it is called, quick apps. It's not that much important, guys. As a developer, cannot, but you want to go with any sample application or prototype of application or template of your application creation, go with a new quick apps. Once you click on it, it will ask you a few details, just give them, and automatically the same sample application will be created. Okay, okay. So generally it will be useful for the business users to capture CS. You can create a form, access, and finish. Okay, but it's not important for us. But we are the developers, we know from scratch creations. We can do that instead of going to the quick apps. Okay, quick apps. And about Appian help, you can check what is about Appian, what is Appian and all. But here important one as a developer and Appian designer. The name it is calling as designer, but the portal is nothing but design portal. Remember that. The portal is designer, but still we can call as designer portal. Clear? So now, if we have an admin, for example, you have an admin access also, you will get one more tab here, Appian admin. But right now we don't have access for it. Okay. But remember, Appian admin will be there if you have a admin access. Okay. Right now we have only developer access. Click on that. See guys, there is only we are getting a URL. It's a common URL. So what, for example, hdfc.com. After that, a suite is common. After suite, like see, go with a design. Go with design. So I said designer, right? Why I'm calling design mean in the URL we have only design. If you give designer, see guys, there was a portal initially. See guys, they're saying this page has been moved completely from here. Okay, good. So now I'm not using, but remember there was a page like a designer, but right now it's not there. We have one single portal right now for the developers, that is design. Okay, under the design, what are the tabs are there? Note it down. Here also we have 5 tabs. Okay, so note it down those. It's removed. I'm removing me from here itself. Okay, 5 tabs are there. One is applications, one is objects. Okay, one is monitoring, one is deployment, and one is a user. Okay, how many are there? 5. Applications, objects, monitoring, deployments, as well as users. Clear? See guys, application, objects, users, monitoring, and deployments. But before, this tab is added recently, guys. Previously, it was not there. Okay, whenever, means for example, I can say, so initially in 2000, in 4 years back, exactly, there was only one tab called applications. Okay, and objects and users, they're added from designer portal, and monitoring also. Objects, users, monitoring, they completely added from the designer portal. When they have removed that, so they have added from there to here. And deployments they have added recently. Actually, it was there in the admin, but still it's there in admin. Still, they have added into the design portal for developers. Okay, so remember these three are came from objects, users, monitoring. They were added from designer portal to the design. No one will ask you, but just remember. And deployments is also one of the portal where you can see deployment history. Okay, so now see guys, so in a design developer portal there I'm clicking on this application, so it would be highlighted. See guys, under the line it would be highlighted, means I am on the applications. These are all application names guys, in real time also. So when you are working for any project, they may have different applications. For example, you are working for any HDFC bank, so HDFC credit card, HDFC loan, so you can have multiple. In that you can work for any one of the application. Okay, so from the application tab you can see all the applications within your environment. Got it? Okay, there you can create a new application, you can import existing one. Import nothing but you are copying from other application to here. Okay, here you can search the application. Okay, for example, you can search like that and clear it. And you have any, while exporting, means you want to download an application, in that is there any patches, you can see that there is no right now. Will what is mean by patch and all we can discuss in the deployment topic. And you can check the last modified person, is there any person who have modified. Okay, you can check that person, and based on that the application will be displayed. Okay, or else you don't know, like you want to check like from day to today, from yesterday to today, how many are using, only 4 applications are updated. You can check those details from here, from to. See guys, so application means you can see all the applications in the environment. For example, you're using development environment. In the development you can see all applications. But for example, I forgot my application name, or else in my application we have so many objects. We have so many objects, but I have to go to application, I want to check the details. Instead of that, I want to get that object directly. So you can click on the objects. For example, so I want to use any expression. So these are the objects. We'll talk about the objects guys. Each and every object we'll discuss what is what. Okay, we have a separate class tomorrow, we'll discuss on that. So for example, I want to search any particular object. You can click on the objects irrespective of the application. You can come to the objects and you can select whatever the objects you want. You can search like this. So for that there is no, so you can, for example, so the search operations will work here. It will give you a related to your object type. So you can find an object, you can open it, and you can do any other coding changes. Okay, from the objects tab you can see all the objects. If you have an access to that object, always you can open it, you can close it, and you can do modifications also based on the search. Okay, and third one is a users, but recently they have added in 20.3 version, like CS, they have added plugins. It's very good feature. Recently, in last month only they have added. So from that, you can see all the plugins. Means in the backend, what is there exactly. So many is there. It's not required for us, but still you can see. Okay, it's related to the NetBeans generally, but still you can see from the plugins. And third one is users. So users means you don't have an admin access, still you can see the existing users in the application, in the environment. If you are an admin, you will get two more options here, like active users, inactive users. You will get a like radio button, active or inactive, and you will get some other details here for if you are an admin. But here we are not an admins, that's what only we can see the users, but we cannot do any modifications. Clear? Number of users in a environment. Clear? So application only we can see the application objects, all the objects irrespective of the application with a filter, and users also you can search, and everywhere the common is a search operation. You can search application, you can search objects, you can search users too. Clear? And fourth one is the monitoring. So it is very important, guys. It is very important. When you create a flow, for example, my manager has given a requirement. I want to onboard an employee. Okay, I have to save the details to the database. But I have created a form, I have created a flow, everything I have completed. I'm executing that. I'm getting some errors. Where you can check that? Means there is a monitoring tab. So this is a tab that, so monitoring is a tab where you can debug your flows, or where you can see the completed flows or incompleted flows. Okay, these are all the flows, guys. Each and every one process is nothing but these are other processes, we can say process flows. We'll talk about how to create a process, how to configure it, how to start it. So we have so many classes in the coming days. But for now, remember, from the monitoring tab, what we can see? From the monitoring tab, we can see all the process instances, nothing but all the flows from your all applications. Okay, there you can see completed one, cancelled one. There's a different statuses are there. You can check with that, or else, for example, in the real time. So when one of the user has started the process, but he is getting an error, he reported error to our manager and all. He said like to verify that. So but we have thousands of processes, just simple you can use his name to filter it, or else he will say that is an action. So based on that action you can select the process, particular process, or else you don't know about the process and we don't know about his name, but finally we can ask the time, at what time you got an error. So based on the time also, you can check from last 24 hours or last 7 days or custom time. You can give start to end. So that using that you can find the particular instance, particular completed flow. There you can check the details for any errors and you can modify it. You can report or you can complete and resolve that, and you can give to the particular end users. Okay, these are the operations will be performed by the production support engineers, but they can do from the monitoring tab. Clear? And these tab is added from the designer previously. So it has added from the designer. Okay, and right now it is there in this particular design. Only a one portal, one is for complete creating an application, checking on objects, checking on users, and monitoring the existing flows. Clear? And fifth one is the deployments. So there is a different, they have given like process model metrics like reporting, it's not at all required, but at response time, it's a performance side, they have given these other tabs in the monitoring. Okay, it's not important for us. And deployments, it's the final one, where you can see all the application deployment. For example, I am working for one of the model in HDFC. When in the HDFC, I'm working for a credit card application creation. So recently we have created an application and I want to see when it is imported, when it is copied here, when it is downloaded from here. You want to check that details, you can go to the deployment tab. Deployment is nothing but when you are importing, when you are copying application here from another source. Okay, so there you guys, they have given some manual deployment or direct deployment. These are direct deployments which are came from Appian side. Manual, so few of our students imported here, and you want to check the application name again, same thing, like if the deployment is successful, failed, or rejected, you can check with the statuses. Okay, so based on the statuses, it's in pending, in progress, you can check those things from here. It's very slow, but still you can check the details from the deployment. Clear? And here one more thing, these are all the tabs guys where you can search, where you can see the applications and all. But apart from that, I know the object name directly. You can come here. See guys, there is a, okay, there is a search option. Okay, click on that search option here in the right side globe symbol, like search option was there. There, irrespective of the application, you can search your object. For example, see guys, so you can search directly, you can select it, it will open that object directly. See, the object will open directly. Okay, again go to the particular object, the folders. Clear guys, using a search option, you can search any objects. In the in 4 years back, it was not it, but right now it's very good feature in 2018, I think. So they have introduced that. So search operation is a very good feature from Appian to search any existing objects. Clear? Apart from this, so we have a design Appian admin portal, but we don't have access for it. So I'll show you some slides regarding that in tomorrow class. Okay, and meanwhile, if you have any questions here, let me know. We have a 10 more minutes.